welcome to part three. We should be joined by Terry in a second. It's all good stuff, isn't it? Pop, pop, bang. Well, we're on a roll today, aren't we? Going to be interesting if it happens though. Usyk and Fury. I've just started off saying that. So welcome to part three. But if Usyk Fury happens, it's going to be an interesting build-up, isn't it, Terry?
Mate, I just want them to fight. Like, I know this is going to sound weird to the fans. I don't care about either one of them. I don't. How many times I've been on your channel, Russ, and I've told you, the only fight I want to see is Joshua Wilder. Everything else is a sideshow for me.
Yeah.
So all that build-up will just be Tyson acting up, whether he's on his meds or off his meds, who knows? And then it'll be Usyk playing that kind of, dark, brooding Eastern European character. But, who cares? That's how I feel at the moment.
Yeah. What do you think to that Jay Opitaya? There's a lot of hype around him, Terry. There's a lot of noise getting put out about that guy.
You can't take someone seriously when all we know them for is Jordan Thompson and Ellis Zorro.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I suppose, yeah. So he's got some catching up to do, hasn't he, really?
Yeah. Put him in with Jack Massey next.
Yeah, it's been a good fight for Jack Massey. That he dropped back down to 200, wasn't he?
Yeah, let him fight Jack Massey. Be a good benchmark fight. Let's see where they're at.
Well, why ain't he got a fight with him anyway, Jack Massey? Why ain't Jack it mixed? Joe G's out there in Saudi it mix, isn't he?
Yeah. But I just have a feeling that once you've paid Femi and Wilder, there's probably not a lot to go around
for everybody else, is there?
Yeah, I think that's probably the challenge.
What do you think they've had hard at job? Because I'm hearing all sorts of persons, and some I believe, some I don't. What do you think? Who do you think's been paid most at this on 23rd of December?
Joshua.
Who do you think's been paid least? Demori.
Yeah, because he's the one that doesn't make any sense.
He'll be on like 100 grand, won't he, Demori?
Nah, I don't think he'll be that high.
Don't you?
It may be if you throw in all like the accommodation and stuff. Like his total cost for the night might be that.
Yeah.
But purse-wise, no. Because Demori is probably making 10, 15K. I could offer him 70 and still take it.
Yeah.
Because if you're offering 100 grand, I could name you 20 kids from here that would have done it.
Now we're coming to crunched question time at part 3, Terry. Right. Ergovic. He's been sat on that ranking God knows how long. He's not tied to Eddie no more, is he? Is he just tied to Calla now?
Or is it a co-promotional deal? There's something there between them. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Well, either way, Ergovic, you'd think if him taking a fight to get it mixed, it'd be some decent fight. So he's taking one that's a guaranteed win against a YouTuber. Is he being parked up for Joshua? And is this Wilder talk all the red herrings, smokes and mirrors, because they really just want back in fruit cat flap, like before when they got the Martin fight? Is it all? Are we going back to 2015 now?
So the expectation is whoever wins undisputed is going to scatter the belts anyway, because what's the point in keeping them? And if that happens, then you just want to position your guys to get those. So if Hearn can get two people that he has some control over, Hrgovic and Joshua, to fight for one of the belts, it gives them a seat at that table. And that's all that's all Eddie wants at the moment, is a seat at that table.
Yeah. So Anthony Joshua, what has he done for the last 8 years then? He's just gone back to the beginning, hasn't he? He's not achieved anything. He's not a better fighter. All he is, he's got miles on clock, 200 million in bank, and he's now an also ran with everybody else. He's not top of the food chain. He's like when Red Rum goes out to them stalls to have a race in 1970s. You know, Red Rum, that horse. All the others were just also rans, weren't they? And that's what Joshua is now, isn't it? He's just another bare bum in shower, isn't he? Outside of Fury and Usyk.
But still, I think when we talk about Joshua now, we just talk about potential. Because we're almost like one day that switch may just flip in him. and he just starts swinging on people. Like old Femi, old Reading Young Offenders Institute Femi might come out.
Yeah.
Well, we all hope, like, as boxing fans, we would love that. Whatever we say about Femi, whatever we say about Joshua now, if Joshua came out against Wilder and said, forget all this jab and move stuff, I'm just going to stop this guy in 2 rounds, we'd all smile and go, oh, he's back. That's what we want. As if we're real boxing fans, we just want to be entertained. And Joshua hasn't entertained since the first Ruiz fight.
Well, Joshua, he's had Dylan White, Martin, Brazil, Molina, Klitschko, Takam, Parker, Povetkin, Ruiz, Pulev, Usyk, Franklin, Elenius, Wallin. Now, after how many fights is that? 16 fights. He's had 16 fights. It's 15 fights since Dylan White, right? Since he fought Dylan White, it's been 8 years. 8 years. So in them 15 fights since Dylan White, who would you say is a roadman killer out that lot? And bearing in mind, he's gone 12-3 in that period. Who would you say is a roadman? Because he's only not out his last 10, he's only knocked 3 out. And they're old men, aren't they? Elenius, Povetkin, and Pulev. What's that?
What's that?
Well, what is that? Povetkin, Pulev, and Elenius are his killer. We're talking about this guy who everybody keeps saying he needs to get back to being that road man. We need him to be that killer again. When have we known him as this killer anyway? I mean, he wasn't even chopping some of these waste men down, really. They were accumulated punches to get rid of them, weren't they? Some of them. You know.
Look, when it comes to Joshua, people say, how do I summarize his career? He just picked the right B-level opponents to look credible. That's his whole career. Yeah. How do we avoid that top tier of guys and just focus on these guys here that we know we can beat? And that's why guys like Ortiz, Wilder, and Fury never got the call.
Well, like I said, he was a world champion after 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23, 5, 6, 7, 34 rounds. Joshua were a world champion. If you break that down into minutes, it's less than an hour and a half. And he's a world champion from debut. That is probably the fastest rise ever, you'd say, wouldn't you? Come on. Leon Spinks that quick? It might have been as quick as Leon Spinks was.
Okolie might have been that quick as well.
Who?
Okolie.
Yeah, but Okolie weren't an heavyweight, were he?
No, but you said, has anyone risen that quickly?
Yeah. You're in across weight divisions. There probably ain't that many. You could probably have a look at Lawrence Okolie. I don't think he did it in 30-odd rounds. But
maybe not 30-odd rounds, but maybe the same number of fights.
Well, yeah, obviously Joshua didn't have that many fights, did he, before he won world title? What is his 16th fight he won world title? But you know, it's the point I want to make is he's a world champion in under 34 rounds. That's unbelievable, Terry.
Yeah.
So he was learning on job, but why did they rush him that quick? Why didn't they let him learn his craft? Did they spot something at Matchroom that, hey, listen, if we put him in with some of these domestic fights that are non-world title, we could get found out here?
No. Remember what happened?
In the White fight?
No. Fury vacated. Martin fought Glaskov for the belt, right? Glaskov was meant to win that fight.
No, Fury got stripped, didn't he? Got stripped.
Yeah. Fury got stripped. Martin fought Glaskov for the vacant belt. Glaskov does his ankle in like the second round or something.
Fury can count his son unlucky there, Terry, to get stripped after a weekend, can't he? One weekend, then he strip him.
Well, Mick Hennessy didn't do his job as a promoter and say, listen, can we have a little break from the mandatory because we can't go from one to the other in 3 months. He could have done that, but he didn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, look, Russ, if you managed a heavyweight right now and you saw Charles Martin had a belt, wouldn't you just pay the £6 million for that belt? Right.
Yeah, if I could beat him, I would, because you're going to milk it then, aren't you? But he had a detrimental effect on him because he were like a guy who can punch, and he didn't really know how to set traps or anything, did he? Really at that stage, he were really poor, wasn't it? His data in his brain. He's just a strong athlete, isn't he?
And he still is. That's it. That's what he is. He's just he's a big lump who, if he catches you, is going to hurt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can assure you of that, mate. It's gonna hurt. But I just wondered if you think Joshua's career is that good, or have they sold us a load of old tosh and they've been paper and Robert cracks manufactured? What do you think?
Um, I've always thought he's a bit hollow.
Yeah.
And we talked earlier in part one about real tough men, right? Your Dennis Andrews,
Yeah.
even if you just look at the UK, Dennis Andrews, Tony Oki, Keith Bristol. Those sorts of guys who, do you know what I mean? You couldn't even taser those sorts of guys. It was not possible. The thing won't even go in.
Yeah.
Joshua's not that. Like, Joshua's a product of the spreadsheet and internet era. Do 7 sprints and no more, recover for 15 seconds between each, all that sort of stuff. That's what he's a product of. But in his own head, he thinks he's Dennis Andrews. He thinks he's one of those old school guys, but he's not. And whenever he comes up against somebody who's from any kind of struggle, physical or emotional, and they stand up to him, he goes to pieces.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you feel that Joshua are going to pieces when Miller was setting about him other day? He didn't look very nice, did it?
Miller will always get to him. That's like Ali Frazier. There's certain people that can get to you. I think Miller just gets to him because the thing about Joshua is Joshua likes to think he's funny, he's witty, he's smart. But Miller actually is. So you can't really, he's not a guy you can argue with because he's got something lined up for you. So you're better off actually not engaging. And the minute Joshua engaged with that, you knew he was going to lose that battle.
You reckon?
Yeah.
What if Joshua loses to Welling? Where does he go then, Terry?
Joe Joyce.
Joe Joyce, because they're both in the halfway house kind of thing.
Yeah. Joe Joyce. You do that here at the O2, go from there.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they do that, won't it?
No, but let's hope Joshua wins. No, honestly, let's hope Joshua wins and it sets up a fight with Wilder. That, I think, as boxing fans, if we get that fight next year, I don't care about undisputed. That's the fight I want to see.
What about Frank Sanchez, Frank? Frank Sanchez, Terry, sorry.
Let him fight Bacoli. Let's see where Frank Sanchez is at. Junior Far's an okay fight, but Junior Far couldn't even beat Joseph Parker. So, yeah.
Who's Bacoli got next?
Don't know. Maybe you.
He's not on that show, is he?
Which is a real shame, actually.
Yeah. You reckon?
Oh, yeah. We want to see how good he actually is. Let him rematch Michael Hunter, actually. Why didn't they put money up for that?
Yeah, that'd be a good one, wouldn't it? Hey. What do you think of that Parsons, who they're calling an umpa-lumpa? Emma Eddie's grooming. What do you think to him? He's a cheeky chappy, isn't he?
He knows what to do. He knows how to behave around these people. So no, credit to him. He's a young kid. He's getting to live his dream, right? Yeah. So I'm always going to encourage that and say, mate, just live your dream, mate. Do it with a smile on your face. Take loads of pictures so you got memories and just enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, mate. I agree with you. How's Martin doing?
He's all right, man. I'll send him a message this evening, man. Catch up. But he's all right.
Is he doing all right?
He's all right.
How come you don't do no age anymore?
No one's got time, Russ.
Yeah, I can understand. Plus, they're a bit cheesed off with boxing how it's heading, aren't they, Martin and them?
Yeah, I think everyone is now.
Do you feel that this renaissance from Bricktop is just a stopgap, or do you think it could be for long term?
Well, he's only got Fury, really. Who else has he got?
Well, a lot of it's bluster, isn't it? He's got Fury. He's got Anthony Yard. I'm very surprised that he's not fighting Bivol, to be honest. I thought Bricktop were running show over there. And the slipping in Lyndon Arthur, which I can understand. He's got a belt, Lyndon, hasn't he? But
And
you
it's
thought they'd have
cheaper.
had big guns out, wouldn't you, for that?
No, it's just cheaper. Lyndon Arthur's cheaper.
Yeah, you think he's cheaper than Yard?
Yeah.
Well, you think Yard would have asked for a lot of money to go out there?
He asked for a world title twice for 7 figures. Why would you go out to fight another world champion for less?
Yeah, yeah. Who do you think Yard will fight next, Terry?
I don't know, but it'll be someone from Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it'd be better if Yard fought somebody from UK in a domestic, like Boatsy?
I'd love that. I'd love that. Him against Spider would be a good fight right now.
Yeah, I'm sure. Don't they know each other inside out, him and Spider? Surely.
I don't think those two do, no.
Well, I just think that it'd be nice to see Yard in a proper domestic dust up like when he fought Lyndon Arthur. You know.
I think so. I think more activity is better than less, but other people have their own opinions on that. So I don't know anymore.
What do you see with Daniel Dubois if he gets beat against Jarrell Miller? Because a lot of people are tipping Miller to beat Dubois, aren't they? Make him quit.
Well, potential. If Miller's chin holds out, if his stamina holds out, this is a hard fight. I'd like to feel if Dubois loses again, he probably just needs to take a year away from the sport and just reassess, refigure, just mature. Really, I think sometimes you just got to mature, and you've got to have time away from the thing that you love, so you don't take it for granted anymore.
Yeah, I see what you mean. On the whole, what do you think of the Saudi card, Terry? 8 fights, 2 days before Christmas, 6 heavyweight fights, light heavyweight, and what's the other one?
Cruiserweight.
Cruiserweight. Light heavy and a cruiser, and 6 heavies. Do you think that they're all evenly matched fights, or do you think that there's a couple of one-sided ones in it? I think
How did I describe it? I described it as all of the fighters I wanted to see in December, none of the fights I wanted to see in December.
Yeah. Well, let's just go through it for them people who said to me, "Oh, Paul, can you do well at accumulator?" Yeah, I usually get 7 out of 8 or 9 out of 10. There's always one that bowls as it for me. Not all the time, but if I were going to bet on this, it'd be 20 quid accumulator. I'd go Ergovic to beat Dimori by knockout to liven it up. Sanchez against Junior Farr, knockout. Arslan Makhmudov, Ajit Kabayel, points to Makhmudov. Jay Opitea against Ellis Sorrow, knockout. Bivol against Lyndon Arthur. Ooh. I'm just going to go Bivol win on that. Debar against Miller. I'm going to go Miller knockout. Deontay knockout against Parker. Fury Wallin. To make it lively, I'm going to go Wallin on points. Will he get it? I don't know, but I'm going to go for it. So there you go. That's my accumulator. What's yours?
That's a mad bet. I'm just.
Well, that's a mad bet, but that every now and then I pull one off, but not all the time.
Yeah.
Ergovic against Dimori, Terry. Who are you going to go for there?
Ergovic stoppage.
Ergovic stoppage. Sanchez Farr. Sanchez win.
So I'll go with the Sanchez win on that. I think Farr might be tougher than we think he is.
What about Asmabek, Makhmudov, whatever it's called?
That's your guy, man. That's your guy, Porky.
I picked him up 2 years ago on here, didn't I, Terry?
Yeah, exactly.
And he's got the scariest, biggest head I've ever seen on a human being. Him against Kabayel, I'm going to go points for Makhmudov.
Yeah, Kabayel's horrible, mate. He's that southpaw that ran around Chisora, isn't he?
Yeah. J.O. Patia, we're going to go KO in him. Bivol, Lyndon Arthur. I'm not going to go KO because Lyndon Arthur's tough, but I'm going to go Bivol just to win, probably on points. But
I think Bivol might stop him.
Well, I want Lyndon Arthur to ice him, and if he does, I won't be bothered. But as regards betting, I'm going to go Bivol win. Dubois loss against Miller by KO. That's brave, but I think he gets KO.
Probably points. I just said points on that one.
Yeah, your points on Miller.
Yeah.
I might just go Miller. I might bottle it then and go Miller on just a quick win on that one. You scared me there, Terry, already. Wilder Parker's
Knockout.
button moon for Parker and Joshua Wallin. Ooh, Wallin on point.
Joshua,
Would he
stop
get
it.
the nod? Would he get the nod?
Joshua's going to stop him.
What about all that riding on it being a draw? Joshua Wallin, I'd be quids in there, wouldn't I tell?
Oh, you'd be laughing.
Going into that last fight, I'd be sweating like a pig, wouldn't I, if I had Wallin Joshua a draw and everything hinged on it. And then, let's look what have it, I'd probably end up with Terry O'Connor as third judge, wouldn't I?
And that's not a bad thing.
Or Michael Alexander, I'd be in bits, one of them. Oh God, knowing my luck, they'll free up the IBO belt and they might wheel out Ian John Lewis. Then I am knackered if he hears I've got all money on it. He's bound to shaft me, isn't he? Ian John Lewis, the shaftinator. So on the whole, it's like ordering a chopper for Christmas and getting some old racing bike in 1978, isn't it? Oh, that ain't what I wanted, Dad. Yeah, but this is faster than a chopper. Yeah, but I wanted a chopper. What are you doing to me, racing bike? I don't like going bike riding. I want to chill at end of the street, sat on wall, Dad. Go get me a chopper. Or I'm leaving home at 8. Get me a chopper or I'm leaving. Doing a Dick Whittington. And then I never got the chopper, actually. I was wrong age group, one for that. That were Kevin, all his age group.
Yeah.
All big fellas at end of the street. Well, I'm the little fat kid with his ball under arm and ice cream in other hand. Was hanging about. I said, what do you want? Oh, I've come to see what you guys are doing. Go get in your house. That annoying 8-year-old. Wanting to knock around with big 19-year-olds.
Yeah, but you already belonged at that point. And they wanted you. They were like, listen, we need to hear Porky's Corner.
Anybody who were 15 who lived on that street near me in hour 8, they had me calling round at their house on a Saturday saying, you're coming out to play? I've got my ball here. No, we ain't got up yet, and we're watching Football Focus on Grandstand Poker. We'll see you later. All right, I'll be back in 2 hours. Hey, I've still got my ball. I've pumped it up even harder now. We're still not coming out to play. It's raining. Oh, don't bother about that. I've got goalie gloves. Look, the yellow and green ones from Edlow Market. Them yellow and green ones that are shit that your mum gets. So, man, one of them. I wanted them Sondico Pat Jennings. What are you doing to me? Edlow Market, them yellow and green ones, they're horrible. They're from Pit Shop. Used to get them from Pit Shop. I don't want them from Pit Shop. I want proper ones like Bruce Grobbelaar. What's happening with your man Isaac Chamberlain, Terry?
He had to get his thumb sorted, so I think he's got it strapped up now, so he's healing from that. He's still doing some work, but he can't do any punching at the moment. Shoulder looks good. He's just recovering, so I think he'll be out next year. If they do it right, Mick will get him a European title shot, and then that will leave him in a nice position to fight for a world title at some point tail end of next year.
Mick Ennis is always there or thereabouts. Just when you think he's dead and buried, he comes back, doesn't he? Out quiet. He doesn't shout about it. He just goes about his business, doesn't he? Quietly.
Right. Yeah. And we know we know where the strings are pulled. But one thing I do like about Mick is he's always got an eye for talent.
Always got a what?
An eye for talent. He knows if someone's good or not.
Yeah, because he goes to every amateur show that's worth watching down south regularly. He's doing two a week, mate. That's a lot on his schedule, that, 2 amateur shows a week. So I don't give a shit what anybody said. That's 100 shows a year. He'll do 2 a week every week, and he'll know he's got moles everywhere telling him who's good, amateurs.
Yeah.
It's proper boxing, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
They never really clarify that relationship between Hennessy Sports and Boxer, which would be nice. It would be nice to actually know the details. So, how much involvement does Mick actually have in what's happening at Sky?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what's happening there. John Ryder, Terry, do you feel like he's gone on that radar because he's quiet? Because when you look at him and then you look at somebody like Conor Benn, who's not achieved anything like what Ryder's done, has he? But Conor Benn seems to like be known as the main guy in that gym, isn't he?
Benefits of having the surname Ben.
Well, what do you think will happen with John Ryder? Do you think he'll get another big shot?
Woo! He'll have one more fight, and then they'll call it a day. He might jump in with what's the kid's name, Diego Pacheco, or like a Munguia or someone like that.
Do you reckon?
Yeah,
That'd be a good fight for him, that wouldn't it?
great good fate.
What about David E. Phoenician? What's happening with him? He's gone quiet, hasn't it?
Who needs him right now?
Is he in the Who Needs Him club?
Yeah.
We're not even know about Terry Harper, are we? Well, what's happening with Terry Harper with her career? Where's she heading? We don't hear anything now, do we? Is she even working with Eddie Earls, the Iceman, 6-0 Iceman?
Did she win her last fight or not?
I can't even remember. I can't even remember when Terry Harper fought because you don't hear much about her career now, do you? Let's have a look. Belt of Terry Harper. Terry ticket seller.
Really?
Well, that's what it says on a Twitter page. Terry ticket seller Harper. Terry Belter Harper. She was last out 27th. Oh, sorry, it's 7th of October in a draw against Brackus.
There you go.
There you go. A draw against a woman in her 40s.
Yeah.
What's that tell you?
How bad the standard is at the moment.
Yeah. Do you think she'll get out again soon, or?
For who? Why? Nah.
I don't know who she's going to fight because there's only 7 people in England in that weight division and 70 in the world. So that's crazy, isn't it?
That's mental.
So if there's only 7 people in Terry Harper's weight division in UK, you can't even have an eliminator and then a final eliminator for a British title, can you really, with that many?
Nah, may as well just do like the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, they could maybe get them all to jump in ring and do something like that because that's where it's heading, isn't it? Women's boxing.
Yeah. You just throw them over the top rope and be done with it.
Well, I'll tell you how bad it is. Anna Rankin's a 3-time world champion. Isn't she, Anna Rankin? Age 34. Yeah. 13-7. She's been a 3-time world champion already. 3-time former world champion, is it? Yeah, 3-time former world champ. She can go get another fight for a belt even if she loses one, can't she, Rankin?
Yeah, that's women's boxing for you. Like it's never too far down to fall. So I guess that's a good thing because it means they can come back quicker.
Yeah. Well, she lost the title to Savannah Marshall. Wait a minute. Or did she fight with a vacant belts? Let's have a look.
Yeah. Did she lose to Baumgardner?
No, she lost the belts to Marshall. She lost to. She's had some belts on her ranking. She's not had a British title though. You see, some of these women taking up boxing now, it's a quicker route than the men's to a few quid if you can package yourself up and make yourself look interesting to the public and have a bit of a story. Because we know it's all rhubarb, don't we? Some of these stories around some of these female fighters, it is absolute tosh. Some of the stories that these promoters are spinning, it's rubbish. But if you can spin something, get everybody to back you up, you can make a few quid being a woman boxer, can't you, if you're half decent? You think?
Yeah, like who is it? Ebony Bridges and all of that.
Ebony Bridges is a millionaire now, isn't she? Financially secure now.
Is she?
She's a millionaire, yeah, I've been told, yeah. Mark Tibbs told
From
me
not from boxing. That has to be from OnlyFans.
Mark Tibbs said to me she's set up for life. I'm assuming it's all that other stuff she does except boxing. She's set up financially for life. So she's done well out at job, hasn't she? Say she's only had a couple of handfuls of fights.
Yeah, fair play to her.
Yeah, she's done well out at job. So let's hope that them that come in, get a few quid and get out. But what damage are they having on the sport when they're coming in? Because some of them are a bit close to knuckle. They're borderline misfits, aren't they? Some of these.
Yeah.
Ellie Brook. Some of them are borderline, aren't they? Very borderline. Well, they are, aren't they? I mean, let's have it right. It's not boxing, is it?
Hey, quick one, Russ.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Umar Ahmed leaving IFL.
Yeah, he's left, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Why has he left? Was there a clash? Or is it because he got on well with Bricktop?
Remember, he's still young. He's only like 22, 23. So he's only young.
He'll have got a job somewhere else, won't he? He's a networker, isn't he?
Yeah, so I'm sure he's probably outgrown that, number one. Number two, he's probably got a missus now. He probably wants to spend a bit more time just living. Yeah, probably loads of things.
Yeah, but
good luck to him, man.
It's not for everybody that job, you know.
I wouldn't want to be doing that job.
I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that with other things I've got, and I couldn't do it. People say, you're complaining about press access and that. You wouldn't do it. You're right. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do as many as they do, and I wouldn't kiss arse, if that's what you mean. No, I wouldn't kiss arse. They'd sit in front of me trembling, mate, trembling. When I'm there with my camera, they tremble. And when I get it out of them, they ring up next day and they go, don't put that out, P, please. I say, all right. Because I get it out of them. They tremble when they're before me, shake like leaves. I'm a twat, aren't I? Well, it's true, isn't it? They're not gonna have it their own way. If they're shouting and bawling about doing this and that, when that ice breaks, Terry, I'll be waiting.
Jaws.
It's like I'm having a debate now. If John Fury pipes up again and gives me an ulcer, right, I swear to God, I'm going to billboard him up. Only this time I'm going to be even more relentless. Now that I've got more of a say in where they're going to go and what designs I can put up, I'll be more ruthless this time. I just haven't decided yet. So, John, come and wind me up. Come and call me something, John. Just trigger me, and I'll squash you like the insect you are. Pop, pop, bang.
Pop, pop, bang.
It's only banter. We're being serious. We don't want these people running around grabbing the crotches and saying they're going to bum us and this and that. That's probably why they excluded him from that presser. Did you notice how he won't welcome?
Yeah.
On the Sunday before, he was saying, yeah, we'll see you at Wembley. Next stop on tour, Wembley for presser. Well, we're worried. I'll tell you what's happened. Bricktop's reined it in. He'll have had a word with Tyson and said, look, we know where we're going now, don't we? Have a word with him and tell Captain Chaos to stay at home.
Great.
In his caravan. So it is what it is, isn't it? So we've had an owl today. Have you want to say, Terry, or Ad?
No. Hopefully everyone has a good week. When's this one out? It's out today.
Yeah, well, another couple of hours should be out, yeah.
Okay.
We'll get them out at some point today or tomorrow morning, whatever.
Go on, lad. Go
we
on.
don't mess about with free party, do we, Terry? Ripping it out at once. A few of us backed up. I need to get through them all, but we'll let it rip, aren't we? What are we on? 20 days for November, and this is number 59. Pop, pop, bang. 3 a day keeps the doctor at bay, or keeps the credit card people away. I don't know. It is what it is, isn't it? Well, we're going to set you now. Well, I'm going to leave you on this, Terry. What's happening with Pat McCormack and Ben Whittaker? Go on, you've got 4 minutes to tell me.
McCormack's injured, isn't he?
Yeah.
Did Ben box on Saturday or not box on Saturday?
Not sure.
He was scheduled to box, so I think he should have boxed.
Did he box?
I think they need to start moving Ben on quickly. Hopefully he stays injury free and has a really good 2024 because he's a good talent. And like you said earlier, we want to start building kids that can have 10 to 12 defenses of a world title. And that's what we really want.
Well, he don't fight well 10th of December in Bournemouth. Willem Smith, Masterneck, undercard. Lee Cutler's on it. Kingsley, Akonik, Ben Whittaker versus TBA.
Egbunike.
Whatever. Ed Bunnick. I can't read. I'm not a good reader, am I, mate? But what I want to make is Ben Whittaker is like, well, he's from Olympics, isn't he? Last Olympics, and what, 2024 next, and he's still only on 4-0. He needs to get a move on, doesn't he, Ben Whittaker, approaching 27.
100%.
He needs to get a move on like Crusher Ben. What's happening with Crusher Ben and Eubank? It looks like it's stalled, Terry, doesn't it?
They're gonna wait, Russ. They're gonna wait till, I reckon they'll wait till April. Conor would have done his 2 years, and then that'll be that. He'll get his license and he'll box again.
Yeah, well, it's we're gonna see, aren't we? But either way, if Eubank and Ben doesn't happen in Feb, where does Eubank go? Does he fight Kell Brook?
Yeah, I think so.
And where does Crusher Ben go? Back to the drawing board with his lawyer?
He'll just wait for the ban.
He'll go where?
He'll wait for this ban to go through. I think he's just sitting out a shadow ban. I think there are a few guys who are probably doing it as well, and we just wait for that.
Well, they're sitting bans out, and nobody's ever going to find out about these bans.
Yeah.
How bad is a reflection of that on the sport of boxing, Terry?
It's a disgrace.
If it were athletics, it'd be front page news, wouldn't it, if it were 100 metres?
Oh, geez.
When Ben Johnson set that machine on fire when he ran 9.78, which were nobody had been under 9.9 at the time, had they? When he set machine on fire, everybody were like, wow, weren't they? The front page, it went viral, bigger than Conor Ben, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That were full on serious for a year every day, that, wasn't it?
Oh, man, I was only like 5 when that happened.
You'll have remembered it then, won't you?
It was one of the first sporting things I remember as a kid.
Yeah, massive thing, wasn't it?
The whole world stopped.
Yeah, when Ben Johnson got done, because it were like, it's their flagship event, isn't it? Olympics, and he ruined it, didn't he? And it's like heavyweight boxing. Look at all these heavyweights that have failed and doped up and this and that and pulled out fights and messed us all about. They're just abusing it. Now, why do we put it in boxing? Because they won't put it in football or athletics.
Yeah, but they've got governing bodies, right? We don't have that.
Yeah, I know, sadly. As the Dripping Tap would say, it's an hard slog, Russ. Right.
Legend.
He is a legend. He spotted Conor Ben before us all, didn't he, cheating?
Well, hey, there's still a debate around that.
Oh, Terry trying to jump in on Dripping's bit of glory.
Yeah.
Right, listen, you take care. Thanks for coming on, Terry. We've done 3 good parts today. Thank you very much for your time.
Nah, mate, I'll send you the bill.
You take care. Send me a bill, kid.
All right, mate. Bye.
Bye. Oh, that was Terry. Women love him, men want to be him. I fight like Terry. I've seen him out punch bag at my relatives in Skeller, in Donny. Yeah, he can fight for a southerner. Well, that's about it, really. Thanks for liking and subscribing, leaving a comment. I think we'll get Rico on now. Should we send Rico a message? Let's send Rico a message, eh? My favourite person from Finland. Rico, it's Big P. What's happening? When are you returning to the pig pen? Pop, pop, bang. Peace out. There you go. And that's about it. Everybody have a great Monday evening. What's left of it? Peace out. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Boyaka. We've got Dan from Bury coming on this week as well. Big Richard's coming on. Julian. We're going to pull all heavyweights in. Boyaka.